Hey guys, for those of you who don't know, my name is Erica and I am the executive director for BAFE. I am an old school BAFer, so I say BAFE, but I know a lot of you guys say BAF. I'll allow it. Outside of camp, I actually am a doctor. And so I got my master's and my doctorate in traditional Chinese medicine um, a couple of years ago. And so I use tools like acupuncture, herbs, moxibustion, electrical stimulation to treat everything from headaches and stress and anxiety to the common cold, liver disease, digestive issues, and of course, the most common one, which is physical pain. So, like back pain, injury, things like that. I absolutely love it. I got my doctorate back in 2017, so I've been practicing for a couple of years now, and it's super fulfilling. And I know oftentimes people have a lot of questions about acupuncture, how it works, what they can come in for. Feel free to ask, and I will be happy to answer. So, all that being said, you guys can basically call me the Honorable Doctor Director Erica because that's my full title. I've been a part of BAFE for 19 years. Some of you guys are not even 19 years old. So, thanks a lot for making me feel ancient. I started as a camper, and then I became a counselor, and then I became dean of women, and then I was asked to become the assistant director, and then now I'm the director. And I've been the director for a couple of years now, and I love it. I do not know who I would be without this camp. I don't know what type of Christian I would be, honestly, without this camp. It's had such an impact on my life, and I love nothing more than to be able to give back in this capacity. So that's why I'm still here, and I'm excited to be here with you guys again this year. So, as you guys all know, we ended up having to cancel camp this year, pretty much all in person gatherings, um, giving the pandemic and all of that. We had to do what we had to do. And we were really disappointed, really, really, really sad about that, especially given that this year is actually our 30th anniversary. 30 years, and I've been here for 19 of them. Crazy. So we canceled it and kind of honestly didn't know what to do after that. Had to sit, and after some discussion, we realized, you know what? Maybe we can actually still do this. Like, it's possible for us to still have some kind of camp, to still interact in some kind of way. Um, God is not hindered by our circumstances. Thank God that He's not hindered by our circumstances, right? And so we were like, you know, God can still move. Our ministry is not canceled because of what's going on. So we're still going to do this. Ironically enough, the theme that we came up with this year, back in January, was sustain. So we got together and we were thinking, all right, last year we set the stage with legacy, and God really began to work in a lot of you guys' lives. I heard so many testimonies and stories of how you guys were saying, okay, I hear God saying I should do this, or I hear God calling me towards this at my school or with my friends. And so we were like, okay, awesome. We want to encourage you guys to continue doing the work. We want to encourage you to keep following what God has called you to. We want you to sustain, right? And we wanted to remind you that the way we keep doing the work, the way that we keep pushing forward, is through Christ, right? He's the one who sustains us. And so, fast forward 6 months to now, and I don't know how much more relevant that message could be. Uh, I feel like life has kind of been turned on its head at this point, and the only thing keeping us sane is God's grace. So that's what we're going to focus on this year. You can find our theme verse in 2 Corinthians chapter 12, verses 9 through 10. I'm not going to read it to you because I know you guys can read, so I would highly suggest that you dive in and take a look at those couple of verses. But just to give you a sneak peek of what that verse is about, it's Paul talking, and he's just reminding us of how in our weakness, in our hardship, in our difficulties, in our persecutions, all those things, we are at our lowest. That's when God is strong. And I don't know about you guys, but the last couple of months have been particularly challenging. Like, life is just not the same right now, you know? And so I am very thankful that even in the midst of all of this, that God is still faithful and he is still good. And he has no choice but to be those things. Like he has to be good and he has to be faithful. And so we can hold him to that. We can hold him to those promises, you know? Um, so like, you know, you can say to God, like, okay, God, in spite of my circumstances, as bad as it looks when I look out my window, I know that you are faithful. I know that you are good. He will keep us. He will provide. He will sustain. Period. Okay, guys, so the staff has been working really hard to produce a bunch of content to share with you guys throughout the summer and the week of camp. We've got games, we've got music, we've got seminars, might even be a couple of TikToks. Like, we got it all, okay? So be sure to check back every Wednesday to see what we put up next. Otherwise, that's all I got for you guys today. Love you all. See you next week.